Hello, my fellow YouTubers. Um, yeah, I just had a rather interesting thought this morning, which was pretty much just like how much of a progression my music has actually taken since I effectively got into music properly, which I think was around about 2004 when I formed my first band, Embryo, with my ex-friend Chris. Uh, we were like the co-founders of it. He wrote the first of our songs during class time at high school. I think we were both in S5 at the time, and I think this first song of ours was called Time, I think, as far as I remember. I think it was kind of based upon some sort of personal experience of his, something along the lines of that anyway. I got my younger brother Mark involved, and he was the rhythm guitarist for our band, and after that he got his friend Colin involved with our band, and he became the lead guitarist. So we had a four-piece, and all it was missing was a bassist, and it took us a considerable while to actually find a bassist to play for us, but we eventually found this dude called Scott McKenzie, who eventually joined the band, and we had a five-piece, and yeah, it was fun. We kind of like wrote all of our own music. Our influences at the time, I mean, like I said, my music tastes have developed enormously since back then. I think at that point in time I was initially listening to stuff like Red Hot Chili Peppers and The Verve, Calling, shit like that, you know. Not necessarily saying it was it wasn't shit back then, but certainly not the stuff I'd listen to now anyway. Yeah, so our music was primarily kind of based on sort of like mellow kind of rock music, I guess you could say. And Chris was like the lead kind of lyricist, and we were all jamming in my bedroom. I can't quite figure out how we all managed to get in there, considering the size of my fucking drum kit. It was enormous, but somehow we actually managed to do it. And yeah, the thing is, we didn't have much in the way of discipline when it came to like our band as a whole, to be honest. I mean, we had our jams, and we for like half an hour to 45 minutes or something, then went out to our game shed and just got drunk and stoned, and that was pretty much the end of our jam session for the day. And you know, that was like the continuity of Embryo for the duration it lasted. We did play a few kind of like local venues. Excuse me. But there was nothing too spectacular. Nothing of really an extensive audience, but yeah, it was fun while we played. I remember this one time we played Battle of the Bands, and we were disqualified because of our fucking dress code. Can you believe that? rock musicians on stage. I was wearing, as your typical rock drummer would, a tank top and my shorts, just like loose clothing to play nice and easily in. And we were fucking disqualified because we were not dressed properly. That's absolute fucking bullshit, as far as I'm concerned. Anyway, given our lack of sort of like discipline to our music, I didn't really expect Embryo to last forever, and it didn't. And eventually, we broke up. I can't exactly remember when, but I then formed another band with Mark, my younger brother, called Water. Pretty lame ass kind of band name, if you ask me. But this was just a 3-piece band. He got his friend Luke on bass, and again we wrote our own songs. We had the same sort of musical influences as Embryo did. We were somewhat more disciplined than Embryo, but we managed to play a couple of local venues as well, which was fun. And so I went to a local studio, and got our songs recorded by a professional sound engineer. So we had that too, which was cool. But water really didn't last very long either, to be honest. But it was mainly the progression of my music I was thinking about more than anything else, from the conception of Embryo all the way through to where I am now with Dream State Illusion. I mean, it's still just Ryan and myself, but even just given the two of us, we are more disciplined than both my previous bands put together. We work so very well together in collaboration. I mean, he does a bass, both lead and rhythm guitar. He plays piano, keyboard, and I do the drums. I'm the lyricist, and on top of that as well, I did 5 years at college and uni studying art and design and graphic design. So I also do the artwork for Dream State Illusion as well, which is really good fun. And so there's most definitely a lot more dynamics to Dream State Illusion than there ever has been with I had with my 2 previous bands. And given how extensive my musical influences have come since back then, my mind is open and more free to think within the realms of like songwriting than it ever was before, to be honest, and just like it's just really nice, and it's cool to think about that. Just and as far as I don't know, the limitations I had back then due to my lack of how very little bands I was aware of and was into, and then how far I've actually come with regards to how many bands I actually listen to now. So that transition is really quite something actually, and yeah, it's brought me a long way. Yeah, so I just thought I'd made this little video today just to talk briefly about that. I'll be posting another drum cover and continue to do so for as long as I can. I'm absolutely loving doing these drum covers, and I hope you're enjoying them as much as I enjoy putting them together. So I'm not sure what the next one will be, but I'll keep you posted. It'll be as much of an interest and a surprise to me as I hope it will to you guys. So yeah, I'll catch you later. Take care.